Ride along each week as we share proven strategies to strengthen your business, energize your team, and create the business success you've been dreaming about. And now, here's your host, Rich Allen.
Does everyone on your team know what's expected of them? Welcome to the Ultimate Business Tune-Up Podcast, where our one and only goal is to help you tune up your business so that you can have the long-lasting success and fulfillment that comes from owning a solid, profitable, and sustainable business. Each week we dive deep into a single topic related to improving your business, improving your team engagement, or improving the relationship with your customers. Today I want to discuss a topic that's often overlooked or assumed, but rarely is it crystal clear: the expectations you have for your team members. To be honest, I'm very excited to be discussing this topic today. Not all topics hold the kind of opportunity for improvement that this one does, which means that if we can get to the heart of the matter here today, it will have a significant impact on the success of your business and the satisfaction of the individuals on your team. Here's why I feel so strongly about this. I find that far too many business owners fall short when it comes to being crystal clear with their team members about what's expected of them in their position or their role. I'm quite sure that if you were honest with me, you probably agree with me. Here are a few examples that come to mind. You hire a salesperson to cover a territory for you, and you expect that they come in knowing what a salesperson should do. But the company they just left, where they were their number one salesperson, didn't require them to log their prospect visits or enter details into a sales CRM or make a certain number of outbound calls each week, or maybe to even coordinate their schedule with the office manager. These are things that you expect, but they have no clue that they're hot buttons for you. Or how about this? You need a new bookkeeper. So you post your position, interview some qualified candidates, and find one you really like. They start a couple of weeks later, and they're great at handling your daily transactions and doing the monthly close, but they don't pay attention to your inventory levels, or you don't get the weekly sales report that you've grown accustomed to getting, or they don't order the office supplies you need. Add to that, they aren't very social with the rest of the team, and as a result, no one really gets to know them very well, and before you know it, they're feeling pretty lonely and isolated from everyone else. Or here's one I've seen a lot. You hire a new customer service team member. They seem to be pretty sharp and full of enthusiasm about the job, but the third week on the job, they show up 10 minutes late, and they have a legitimate excuse. Then the next week, they're late again with another excuse. Then, before you know it, they're showing up 10 to 15 minutes late on a regular basis, and the other team members are beginning to question why. It started as no big deal, so you let it go, and before you know it, it's now a big deal, and you've got to lay down the law. So you send out a memo to the entire team about being at their workstation on time, and everyone else is wondering why you're getting on them rather than addressing the one person who has the problem. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Far too often, we're soft on setting our expectations at the beginning, only to find that we get frustrated and even mad as the mistakes or shortfalls keep piling up. So why does this happen when everyone seems to have a job description? In fact, many times, the job description is what you use to post your open positions. So we know you've thought it through already. But think about this for a minute. What does a job description cover? It typically outlines the major responsibilities of the position, the skills needed, and the limitations that must be met in order to be fully qualified for the position. It also includes the degrees required, the experience needed, and any certifications or licenses that someone must have for the position. I would suggest that the job description only covers a small portion of what you truly expect from someone when they're filling a specific position or role. Sure, it covers the big stuff, but in most cases, It's not the big stuff that causes you to get frustrated with someone's work performance. So how do we get around this dilemma? Over the years of working with many different businesses, I've come to recognize that the expectations we have for our team members fall into three broad categories: what they are responsible for, how they will be measured, and the behaviors we expect of them. So I created a document that I call a position agreement. It's a simple 1 or 2 page document that outlines these three very specific things for each position on your organization chart. If you recall, 3 or 4 episodes ago, we discussed a new way to look at your organization structure. One of the fundamental principles I shared was that you should think in terms of functions, not people, when building your organization chart. Doing this sets you up nicely for using position agreements in your business. Here's how it works. For each box on your organization chart, you create a unique position agreement. That means that every box on your org chart should have a single simple document that outlines what this position is responsible for, how this position will be measured, and the behaviors required to be successful in this position. And when you're doing this, I always recommend that you start with the top box on your organization chart. Yes, that's probably the one that you are in. If you're the president or CEO or general manager, you should start this exercise by completing your position agreement first. Just like everyone on your team needs to know what they must be doing to be successful in their position, you need to be thinking about what you must be doing to be successful as the leader of your business. That means you are responsible for some things. That means your success is measured by some things. And there are specific behaviors that you must embody to be successful in the top position in your business. Trust me, if you do this for your position first, you'll see how critically important it is to do it for every position in your business. Now, after completing yours, I recommend you share it with the rest of your team and allow them to put together the first draft version of their own position agreement. If you've done yours well, they'll pick up on your lead. They'll probably add some measures or behaviors that you might have missed, and you won't be stuck thinking, how am I going to get all this done when I'm really too busy already? Then all you need to do is review their work, make a few edits, and presto, you've got clear expectations for every position in your business. And now you're ready for the last step of the process. At the bottom of each position agreement, you simply add a place for the team member to sign it. I recommend you add the words, "I accept the responsibilities, duties, measures, and behaviors assigned to this position." Add that statement above their signature line. Because they helped write it, or even if they didn't, they now have a crystal clear understanding of what's expected of them in the role that they've been assigned. If someone's filling more than one role, they should have more than one position agreement. Each position is unique, and the expectations of each position should be clearly unique from others. I'll put a bow on this by saying that if you want your team to be 100% in alignment with your expectations and desires for them, this position agreement approach will do the trick nicely. I've never had anyone balk at the idea. In fact, I've found that employees will find it refreshing to know with clarity what it will take to win. Let's use this opportunity to allow them to feel great about their work, and our customers will be the ones who get the benefit. So here's your homework assignment for this week. Start with the top position in your business and write down specifically what that position is responsible for, how that position will be measured, and the behaviors that someone in that position must demonstrate on a daily basis. Once you complete the top position, use that as a guide and invite your team members to create their own position agreements. Then, take some time to edit and refine their work before asking them to sign the document. Once it's signed off, you can give them a copy, post it, and file it. Once it's done, you'll only need to make minor edits as your business grows and expands. If you have specific questions about getting started, or if you'd like me to send you a very simple Word file template that you can use, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. I'd be glad to help you get started on the path to crystal clear clarity on expectations for everyone on your team. And if you would, please share this podcast with 2 or 3 of your colleagues who you think might find it helpful. This is an important issue for every business owner, and the more who get this right, the better their business will operate. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to discuss creating a great team culture. You won't want to miss it. Meanwhile, if you have a question, suggestion, or would just like to connect, shoot me an email at rich@tourtoprofit.com. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.
Thank you for listening to the Ultimate Business Tune-Up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. In the meantime, find more resources at tourtoprofit.com and connect with Rich by sending a message to rich@tourtoprofit.com. Until next time, ride hard.